Okay, start recording. Here we go. Welcome to TougeSW, or Touge Southwest. That's what I call it. Tonight's title is Nistune Part 3. This is Series 4 of Episode 5. Live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. on twitch.tv/WanderingRaven. All episodes, past episodes, and all the other cool stuff is on the website, TougeSW.com. TougeSW.com. Okay. Hit next. So I am your host, known as the Wandering Raven. Raven for short. It doesn't matter. Born and raised in Las Vegas. I did live in Oregon for a year, and I drift, I hack, I play video games, and I am a cancer survivor and an author of Vegas Hackware. I did when I lived in Oregon. I got to had an awesome time to experience Touge Northwest, also known as Oregon Drift at the time. But it inspired me to create Touge Southwest when I was forced to come back to Vegas. Long story short, I was held against my will. My life and my career was both threatened, so it caused me to. I had to basically move back to Vegas because of all that. I had nowhere else to go. So when I came back, I wanted to bring something with me that actually pretty much saved my life when I was up there. So I wanted to create TougeSW, or Touge Southwest, and kind of like mimic what I've learned up in Touge Northwest. So between 2011 and 2019, well, 2011 when I first started it, I tried to build it up as a community, like a whole little community thing, and Vegas is a different beast, so it's kind of hard to build, especially when there's different cultures and everything else is going on. Because even though Vegas seems like a small town outside the Strip, it's still a big town / small town. It's kind of strange. It has its own weird cliques, and here and there. It's very different from the Northwest. So I kind of got discouraged, so I decided to turn it into a blogging site, and then I turned it into a podcast. I did the podcast mainly because back in 2019, my mom suddenly passed away. She was both my best friend. She passed away like 2 days after my last drift event. And so this past couple years, I revived this as a podcast to help me regain my courage again, regain my everything, basically keep myself self-motivated again. So, and this has been helping a lot because I have been participating in different events. I've been having more focus on my car. I've been I'm actually a part of a nice little group that's going on right now, which has helped me becoming more motivated to keep going, which is amazing. So, so what happened this last weekend? I didn't have no events this weekend, but I did have a lot of car stuff that I did put on. So what did I do this last weekend? Let's start with let's start with this video here. I'm just going to show parts of it. So here, So here, we'll just do a quick overview of what I've done. All right, so here's what's going on. Hello, fat cheek. Come up and around. We're going to the trunk. There's that clip. There's a clip right down at the end right here. I'm going to point it out. That clip right there, when you plug it in, some reason both the power and the negative side on the clip itself was getting really hot. And that shouldn't happen. But the other S12 was doing the same thing, so I found that if you bypass those, the negative and the positive, that whole thing goes away. So, and that's what I basically was doing here. I was troubleshooting it, trying to see if I can just bypass it. I mean, not try to bypass it, but I ended up bypassing it. I had to pull the fuel pump off again and redo the anchors, but this time with the correct fuel, like a fuel epoxy that's actually protected against the, helps protects the rubber against that epoxy from the fuel vapors. Because for some reason, those little anchors that I had, let's see, I don't know if I actually put that down. Oh yeah, I was doing it right here. This is what I'm talking about. Basically I modified this and using like little rubber anchors that creates the current that goes through. I'm trying to see if I could show how bad it was. But yeah, little anchors that go through. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did. That's how bad it was. It was cracking and fuel vapors get through it, and if it gets too much, then the metal will either ground itself out and the power will go away. So that's what I did on Saturday. So let me go back and grab the next video and we'll do a quick overview on that one. So mainly Saturday focused on the fuel pump area. So Sunday I did more. I finished up pretty much. I was like covering this up, showing what I did. Use that epoxy stuff that I was talking about that protects against the fuel vapors and stuff. So cut down. And this is where I try to start it up, and it died at first because I used so much battery power from it. But at one point I did start it up. I think it was here. Yeah, I think it was. All right. And I'm gonna come back here, show that there's like everything that's going on. Yeah, oh yeah, I was testing because I wasn't getting an actual reading from the actual fuel. I'm at the temperature gauge, so sometimes you want to just true it up at one point. So okay. But yeah, if you want to, just go down to my YouTube, Wandering Raven, and you can hear the actual car startup and the whole shebang. All right, so, and this is going to bleed onto my Nistune part. Okay, so that's that. So Sunday, finished it up, tested it, started the car, and yeah, pretty much all I did. Okay, so here's what I've done today. Basically, what I was doing is more Nistune stuff, so I'm digging back into it. Actually, hold on. I'm trying to get more of these series in because I'm going to upload the other video that I did. Do it this here. I'm doing this series too, where I'm digging in. I'm pointing at the software and how it works. And that's basically what I'm doing with this. I got another one to upload that's similar, but it should work. I mean, it should work. It's my new series, so yeah. I'm trying to put that together. Kind of like a part of this, but separated from this, so it's more in-depth of what I'm doing. And today's fun. Let me go back to the other video. Why did I bring this here? All right, so here, oh, wait. Got a better idea. Let's go here. I do have a video from what I taken from the laptop. Okay, so last week I was going to do the research. Like I said last week, I was doing the research and I figured out something. These numbers here, ECU. All of that is basically the ECU type. And that's actually really cool. That's good knowledge right there. You know, you get this whole ROM pack from Nistune. They don't really tell you a whole lot about it, but it is common sense if you don't really know, now you do know. Look on the ECU. Always look on the ECU. They'll tell you which bin they use. Assuming that Nistune provided the right bin for the exact model number here. So, in that learning part, that's going to be my part 2 that I'm going to upload. But here's what I'm talking about. I know I have it in here because I added it in here. Come on, show me. I cleared up. It's probably near the end. Probably in part 3. Yep, it is in part 3. Okay. Okay. Oops. We almost have the focus. Alright, here it is. Here's what I learned today. We've got 36F05. No, this says MECD016R. That's actually not an R, that's an actual... That is supposed to be... That might actually be an R, but there is no R. So, the only thing that matches as close as this is B. So if we go here, we got B. So it should be, as according to this MT MEC 36F05 MCS 36 M05 F05 right here, D106. That's, even though that says R, it shows B. It is a JDM motor, so we know that too. So that actually knocks it all out of the park here. This is the actual bin I should be using. And looks what happened when I loaded this bin. And then when I loaded the other one, the maps are completely different. So that's what I learned. So if you're going to use Nistune, and if you know nothing about what base model you're supposed to use, look on the ECU and true it up with the bin with the ROM pack. And that's will get you everything you need to know. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that R is just another standard of either or. But that is that. So that is part of my Know Your ECU. So that's actually really good knowledge. You know, there's a little sticker on the ECU. You get that information, you bring that over to your Nistune application. You load that bin file. Now you have the whole base map ready. You do your math, then you do your injectors, and then technically we're going to true this up tomorrow because I have those two injected into there. Basically, with this knowledge here, loading the two items that I just pointed out, the math and the injectors. I should be able to upload this tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, and it should start right up. And the timing should be 10 times better than the way it was sounding. Because look at these numbers. They're different. You get, even though they're also cooler too, but these are definitely lower. And this is causing a huge lean reaction. So I wonder if adding this will actually cause a bigger reaction. So let's find out. We'll find out tomorrow if this actually works. Should. It's probably also picking up something that it shouldn't be doing. But yeah, I was going through on the field mapping and all that stuff. We're still on page 1 of the initial setup. So as I get more into it, I'm going to be more detailed about it as I learn along the way. So that is that. That's up today. So that's actually some good knowledge. And should be good to go. So the project status. So now we've covered about the host, we covered what is Touge, we did past events, what I've done last weekend pretty much, and now we learned a little more about the Nistune ECU. And it's definitely a small one today. Well, it is also Christmas, so what's the project status then? Knowing now that I have to redo the my whole wiring, that's where I was hiding the ECU. Now with that, we know what the ECU is and how we're learning more about the Nistune. I think the status, depending on what happens tomorrow when I load the new ROM, I think it should be movable. I really think so. So that's all I've really done, especially rewiring the fuel pump because I found the problem. We do have a full line of stuff to do on TougeSW.com that I still need to go through. So I'm just being forced to take a step back. So let's hope for the best and keep going. So at this point, now we're on Q&A. So if anybody wants to know any questions about anything about the S12 relation, maybe some questions on Nistune that I'm learning, and maybe I can help research and bring it to you. Any questions really related to the car or Vegas Drift. Vegas Drift is having an event coming up. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I should be able to. Go back one. Okay. See the post. Alright, let me whip this out real quick. Vegas Drift, January 25th. Outside road course. Maybe. I'm hoping. If I can get this fully running, then it's on. Then it's definitely going to be on, so. Alright, so that is it. That's what. Oh, that's 19 minutes. What am I doing? And that's pretty much it. Any questions, answers, comments, concerns, whatever's. I'm going to call it a night and have a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you next week for episode 6. Keep an eye out for more of those Touges, more of those Nistune. I'll just post them directly to YouTube when I'm done, making sure they're good to go from my laptop. So, alright, have a good one. Bye.